Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on the Shrine of Exelon. Playing on the southern side as the Orks, we've got Master Yoba. And playing on the northern side as the Eldar, we've got Shen. Shen will be opening with a couple of Guardian squads, a fleet of foot research, aspect portal, and a plasma generator. Whereas Master Yoba is going to go for a couple of Slugger Boy squads, a Grot squad, as well as a Boys Hut and a War Banner. So I'm not quite sure if the Eldar player is called Shen or if it's pronounced as Shen. It was a Chinese symbol on the Dawn of War replay website, and I popped that into Google Translator. So I do apologise to the nation state of China if I am mispronouncing that in any way, shape or form, but I am trying my best with my pronunciations and such. So yeah, a Dark Reaper squad from the Eldari on the northern side. We are going to see some shooter boys. Quite standard openings for both factions, I would have to say, from these two very accomplished and skilled players. I feel that the Orks might have a little bit of a fun time on this map. With Dark Reaper's a bit of a pain because they can kill your boys relatively quickly. But you've got these large bowls of heavy cover that they could just stand on and kind of be a bit of a nuisance, maybe put a bit of pressure on the listing shrines of the Eldari on the northern side. And also because the map isn't all that big, really. It doesn't really matter if the Eldar are much swifter than you, because there's not many places for them to run, is there? We've essentially got these two lanes and a bit of a raised platform in the centre. And also we'll be seeing a Farseer from Shen as well. Always a good counter for the big mech if you can get that Mind Warp on him after he's teleported. But we shall see, we shall see. Bit of a pressure being placed upon the right-hand side. Dark Reapers attempting to ignore these guys as they finish capturing the strategic point. Sluggers will get a couple of licks in there while they can. I mean, it's heavy infantry are the Dark Reapers. Oh, sorry, you're not heavy infantry. I keep on making this mistake. You're just regular infantry. It is the Warp Spiders that are heavy infantry. That's tier 2 and 3 and such. But get decap. Always annoying. Guardians will fleet of foot on their way to help and see if they can sort that out. This thing's shrine already been built on the left-hand side, so the shooter boys will take a fair while to break through that building. As the remaining shrines are being built upon. Big Mech is waddling down and seeing what he can do. And fighting in the heavy cover is exactly where the Orks want to be. Any kind of supporting fire will do practically 0 damage. All things considered. The Big Mech thinking, oh no, well, you boys can fight on the southern side. It's fine by me. There's some Guardians over here that I need to break down with my Slugger pistol. Which you'd think you'd much prefer to engage in close combat, but actually, when you look at the firing rate of the pistol compared to how long each individual melee attack is, we're trying to stop people from capturing a location and getting some models down. The Slugger pistol is definitely what you want to be using. And these boys just not leaving the Dark Reapers alone at all. Farseer though comes from the flanks, gets the Mind Warp, and it looks like it's going to be a full helping of a Mind Warp on the Big Mech. Now he teleports away. Where have you gone? Gone down here just to support the shooter boys. Gunsinger goes down. And the Orks are in full swing at the moment. Got a large squad of shooter boys focusing down the Dark Reapers as one squad is tied up. Not much in the way of micro manoeuvring is going on from Shen here. He's just happy to let these guys engage in close combat. Slugger boys are dead there. We do have some lads over here continuously chopping down that listing shrine. Big Mech moving south away from the Farseer. Yeah, 2 really big squads of shooter boys at the moment. Current economies are 92 and 10 compared to 68 and 10. So the Eldari really struggling with their economy at the moment. Also quite difficult for them as the Dark Reapers are quite expensive at 70 blue and 80. Oh, sorry, 70 blue and 0 or 80 blue and 30 if you want to get the Dark Reaper X out. Very expensive Lieutenant Commander, whatever you want to call that little add-on to the unit. But does increase the damage of each individual model in the squad if they are out and about. Slugger boys being brought down low. And it's a sad time for everyone if you've got green skin, as the Eldari are now capturing all the bits and bobs. Or at least will soon once the Grots are down. I always feel really sad when the Grots die. Yeah, are they evil? Absolutely. Do they deserve it? Absolutely. But, you know, they're just small. It's like kicking a kitten, you know. Do they deserve it?
Squad.
I don't mean that. I'm being silly.
Yes.
That was absolutely a joke. Please don't kick kittens. This is no endorsement from me. I'm just trying to be funny.
We walk the path
And it's got mixed results half the time. Got some rangers. Why are the rangers here? What is your function, rangers? Break morale of shooter boys, I suppose, but
walk the path less traveled.
I know, just if you're going to get an extra squad before tier 2, why not just get another squad of Dark Reapers, maybe? You know that the Storm Boys are going to be coming out. And the Storm Boys will just type whatever you fancy, really. I mean, if you're playing Eldar versus Orks, you just know that those Storm Boys are going to come out. Because they need something to keep the Dark Reapers on the move. Very risky putting this war banner up here. And you didn't finish capturing this, or destroying this listing post. For why, Shen? For why? Maybe he's got some plans. He's gone for a Wraith term to stop the production on some buildings. Would that be placed on the pile of guns, maybe? There's a pile of guns over here. There's no big shooters at the moment.
We cannot imagine what we have seen with our eyes.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I'm trying to compute what's going on here. I thought it was going to be a standard game. Game where two people go through the motions. But it's not the case this time. Who knows what's going to go on in this game of Dawn of War, Soulstorm. Got triple bonus things. You only need 2 to maximise the build speed of it. But I suppose 3 just in case one gets knocked away. That's fair enough. Stormboy's now flying away. A Mind War and a Big Boom on the Shooter Boys and the Big Mech. Big Mech very low on health at the moment. And the snipery doodads slowly chunking away at the health of the war banner, although it'll take them a million years. And they're not actually out DPSing the Grot's repair rate. So that's a thing. Support platform is going to be built up. I suppose not necessarily for defensive reasons, but just for an additional constant attack. And the Storm Boys, well, they came up a very difficult place for them to be. Grenade being thrown into the middle of the Rangers, but there's still a lot of Dark Reapers firing on in. That's now 3 squads. This squad over on the right hand side has had Guide cast upon them. And the Storm Boys, not sure if they've got any more jumping juice left, but looking like they're going to go down. They're at least tying these guys up for now while the Shooter Boys come over and see what they can do. But even with their big shooters, a lot of them dying in that confrontation there. Definitely want to be just chilling out in the heavy cover for now. Good lord, 2 war banners, Master Yoba. He's a risky man. He's putting it all on red. Or green, I should say. He loses these 2 war banners. That's going to send him flying back on the tech tree. What tech are you on at the moment? You are in tier 2. Going to go for a war truck to maneuver around. Sport cannon, platform D cannon, whatever you call it. Missing completely. Oh, that's going to be embarrassing. Not everyone else seeing it, but I mean, look at all the AoE damage. Remarkable. That's just, yep, that's you dead, so... well, that'll teach you for building all your gubbins too close. Now Slugger's jumping on in, instantly having their morale broken, but that's fine by them. They're just here just to be a nuisance and a pain. Dark Reaper's getting involved in close combat. Big Mech has gone down. I don't know if that was a time and this was the place to be aggressive. Master Yoba. Not when the Eldar were there en masse. Also going to pop down a plasma generator here. I suppose this is the safest place humanly possible. And okay, right, well, you may have captured that point. Now it's time for them to capture this point. You do have a really fancy banner. You do have a fancy banner. Look at that. Easy. Love that. Well, they're just going to kill this listing shrine. The Eldar are going to have the same kind of idea over here. Big Mech will be rebuilt. Seems to have a bit of a resource trade at the moment, but a 2-for-1 deal for the Orks at the moment. Dark Reapers think about coming over onto this side. They've also got Harlequin for jumping around the shop. And a couple of Guardians just to see what they can do on that their southern side.
Get out, you freeloaders! What do you want?
Now, the Orks are in a bit of a bind here. Potential for being surrounded.
4 minutes.
You've got some Rangers firing down, breaking the morale of the big mech. But again, like I say, this little ball of heavy cover is not making this an easy fight for the Eldari and the Dark Reapers. Would this be an idea to have some Harlequins, maybe? We're looking for a fire dragon. But why? I mean, to break down the war truck for obvious reasons, but I don't know. It wouldn't. Surely you would go for the support platform and a couple of Wraith Lords, maybe. That'd be a more efficient way to go about it. Get some Bright Lance on them for the anti-vehicle. Some punchy punch, considering that they are walking vehicles as well. Shen probably has an idea going on. Guardians, oh dear. Oh, that was the worst place to run as a Guardian. Mind you, their colour scheme looks really, really cool. Very much like that. Completely forgot to mention that if there was... I can't remember if I mentioned about the player support sponsorship. Look down right hand side if you want cool colour schemes like these guys. Check them out, links in the description as always. But I can't remember if I've done that already. Good lord, my brain is not working at all for the past couple of days, to be honest. Fire Dragons are struggling to... Oh, no, they're not struggling. I thought they were going to die. But never mind. Those big shooters not quite doing the damage that I was expecting. Some posturing and movements from these war trucks here. As they just decide to ignore all the Eldari over here. And see if they can concentrate on breaking down those Burn Singers. Love how that Harlequin jumped on the boys. And then just as she was about to land, they then got back into the war truck. A little bit of Orkish maneuverability there. Bobbing and weaving. Let's have a look at the economies. 80 and 20 compared to 92 and 40. So the Eldari now finally having the economic advantage. Got a fresh squad of Storm Boys. More Dark Reapers coming out. Fire Dragons focusing on the war truck, but being tied up by the Storm Boys. But at the moment, plenty of Dark Reapers able to fire down. Storm Boys being a bit of a nuisance for the Eldari at the moment. But thankfully that support platform is still online at the moment. Very slow firing rate. But as we saw, the damage it does is just redonky-donk, as Pitbull would say. The healing way station research. Now, you'd never see this. But I suppose if the Eldar are constantly in a scrap, having a place where they can come back and regen their health might not be a terrible idea. Plus, it's all relative. I mean, the entire economy is basically in this little part of the map here. And even if they don't get their relics, which actually neither players have gone for the relics, with too much in the way of having to defend it. Storm Boys jump in, force guys backwards before instantly turning around to see if they can kill the Fire Dragons. Fire Dragons there are not dying again as quickly as I would expect. Just end up keeping all the Shooter Boys occupied. Rangers coming on the flank to see if they can break some morale. But all the red around them indicates that their morale is doing just fine due to the sheer number of Orks that are nearby each other. Truly realising that power of friendship. And there are the Wraith Lords ready to come out when the Aspect Stone add-on is popped on. Good lord, yeah, that is a serious chunk of health every time that support platform hits. So I don't think vehicles will be the way forward for the Orks at the moment. I think a powerful combination of infantry is what they want. Or at least to capture these relics. I mean, if you've got the map control, may as well make use of it. Don't necessarily need to build something on it, but just to have it as your own. Maybe the Orks are thinking that it just takes too long to capture a relic, and that's why they've avoided doing it for so long. But a little bit of lull in the action at the moment. Now, the Eldari... Now, quite often you'd see maybe a couple of warp spider squads happening, but I reckon probably just due to the maneuverability of the Orks and just how much money that the Eldar have had to spend on keeping the Dark Reapers on the go.
Danger has
Maybe using the Falcon grav tanks instead for that maneuverability is what they want. Especially since even if there's no jumping juice left inside, the Falcon grav tank is still quite swift and maneuverable. And also, they've also got no anti-vehicle at present. Look at them, leading them on a wild goose chase. Can't catch their geese. No siree, Bob.
We are ready to redeploy.
Storm Boys have captured the relic on the left-hand side.
We are ready to redeploy.
The Orcs are a bit bamboozled here. Not entirely sure what to think. Every time they push in, they get pushed out. It's not cheap replacing
damage.
Orcs of that amount.
We are ready.
Oh, quite nice dodge of the little D cannon boom there.
We are ready to redeploy.
Again, wonderful micro from Master Yoba there. And now finally capturing the relic on the right-hand side.
We are ready.
So the Eldari definitely need to do something about this. But again, the heavy cover is on the favour of the Orcs. That's what I'm saying, man. Howling Banshees, throw him in there. Get him involved. That's what I would recommend in this scenario. The Eldar just chilling out. As is everyone else at the moment. Is anyone in tier 3? Are you in tier 3 yet? No, you're not. Are you in tier 3? You will be soon. You will be soon indeed. So maybe not a Howling Banshee squad, but maybe a Seer Council. I mean, they've all got Commander Armour, which the Orcs do traditionally struggle to break through. Here is a squad of knobs. Stick a big mech in them. Pardon the phrasing. We've still got that D cannon that you're really got to watch out for. Falcon grav tank coming in for another pass. Big mech teleports in. Would have been amazing to see a vehicle stun then. Vehicle zap even. But now comes the pressure. Got a massive Dark Reapers on the back lines to take care of those knobs. As well as even more Dark Reapers from the Falcon grav tank. That is an insane amount of Dark Reaper fire going on. Knobs will be pressured to the back foot. Listening Shrine has gone down. But these guys are just not giving up. They're going to give another push forward. Tank Busters, seeing if they can sort out the Falcon grav tank. Also Storm Boys coming as well. The Eldari underestimating the sheer amount of Orcs that are in play at the moment. And there are the Seer Council. Only 3 at the moment. Good lord. We expect them to survive for a lot longer, but actually that couple of squads of big shooters, they broke it down pretty quickly. Mind you though, the Storm Boys now sorted out. The Orcs pushing in further and further. Do like the positioning of the Eldar at the moment there. All the Dark Reapers are spread out a little bit. Also got a Shuriken, oh sorry, a Bright Lance platform even, just to help take on the war trucks. Big boom breaks the morale of the knobs, and the Eldari also going to go for the mysticism upgrade. Should allow them to root a squad in position. Hopefully keeping these knobs at bay to allow the Dark Reapers to open fire. Everyone converging on a single point here. This thing Shrine has been upgraded, so we'll be providing some supporting fire for the entirety of this fight going on. The knobs, even though they're less than happy at the moment, the morale is not where they want it to be. They're keeping things moving. But the Eldar just forming a nice little pocket of resistance. The Orcs can poke and prod them whichever direction that they want, but they're still alive and now probably have the numerical advantage when it comes to infantry. So maybe this is the time that they can now start being aggressive themselves. Yeah, they come full speed ahead.
We are taking damage.
Sure, boys, on low model counts at the moment. Some flanking knobs, but that's 2 squads right there for you. But then, kind of bottling it a little bit there. As the rest of the Orks think, no, this is not the time to fight. I mean, is the big mech down? The big mech is not down. Where are you? You're with the fresh squad of knobs. I don't know if teleporting on the Dark Reaper is going to help yet. They will just run away. And at the moment, once they run away, I mean, there's still... Oh, no, there's no more Dark Reapers in the back lines. Okay. Thought you were pulling more Orks into the killing fields then. But not quite. Not quite at all. Once again, just the falling back, the retreating fire, if you will, of the Eldar is sawing. I mean, just look at the sheer amount of dead Orks on the field at the moment. I mean, you can't testify that the strategy isn't at least getting a good loads of kills in there. With each minute that passes, the Orks are gaining in number and transitioning away from your regular boys into the bigger boys. No tier 3 at the moment, just staying on that crisp tier 2. Which might come back to bite them. Playing this aggressive while being out-teched. It's not going to end well for you in the long term. Some knobs over here just not looking. It is a case of if we can't see them, they can't see us. And if the Orks believe it hard enough, well, that it must come true. We're just feeling quite comfy in the heavy cover at the moment. Scout has been watching. He's been kicked out now. For reasons. And quite a long, shall we say, firing line going on for both factions at the moment. I mean, I say that in the heavy cover they'll be taking very little damage. I mean, yeah, okay, it's very little damage in the grand scheme of things, but standing in there taking fire from 3 Dark Reaper squads, that's eventually going to get you regardless. Orks now being pulled apart from each other. Power of friendship waxing and waning somewhat. Eldar don't mind lots of mini skirmishes. The Orks definitely play much better when they're using different unit types to support each other in a forward push. And it's just bodies everywhere, but exclusively on this side of the map. This side of the map, perfectly clean. Tank busters with nothing really to fire at the moment. Don't think you've even gone for your infiltration research. I suppose it won't help you anyway because the seer counselor's staring you and dead in the face. Oh, there's a killer can. We never get to see a killer can on the channel. Here they are. Waddling. There's no knees on that kid, it's just all hydraulics. The Orks are struggling to keep their numbers afloat at the moment. Not with all these Dark Reapers keeping their numbers low. Killer Can there, absolute champion, absorbing all the damage. We do have a Bright Lance platform taking smooth chunks out of that Killer Can's health. Obs over here. Yeah, every time that the Orks tend to engage in a fight, the Eldar are just falling back. So maybe those, even those Storm Boys at peace was probably not the idea. I'm just coming forward and the Orks say, no thank you, none of this mischief. If you're not going to fight us proper, then we're not going to fight you neither. But yeah, like I said, every time that the Orks were coming round for a slap round with the knobs, the Eldars just fell back. I was really surprised that we did not see a tier 3 from Master Yoba down here. And then going into flash kits and the usual such. And maybe even going for some war tracks and their bomb chuckers, considering that there were no fire dragons. You didn't have the infantry to support such a unit composition, or even a fighter jet. But you know, very aggressive early game from the Orks, doing a wonderful job at making sure that the Eldar were firmly inside their base, but just gradually increasing their numbers and then pulling out with the mass of Dark Reapers there. So very nice stuff from both players. So there we go. Cheers, boys and girls, for watching at home, and thank you to PlaySpot for sponsoring the channel. If you want a spot channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you one game a week, and there is also Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.